Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant Monday morning here from Valley Process Technologies Field in Casselton as we get to our resumption of the contest between the Fargo Jets and alongside the Casselton Haymakers. This, I guess, is a modified in-game update or a pre-contest into our abbreviated game, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber. It's the Jets and the Haymakers. I'm Chase Miller with you. Overcast skies today, 66 degrees, and we're going to be in a similar spot that we were in yesterday when we came on the air going. Right now, going to be able to play through unless we get some rain that comes throughout the course of the day, and we'll just have to see how this game results in. The winner of the Fargo Jets and Casselton Haymakers will play Devil's Lake following this game roughly at around noon. It'll be a rolling schedule throughout the rest of the tournament, so the only hard time game will be this on the resumption here at the bottom of the hour at 10:30. If the Jets win this contest, they will play Devil's Lake in another elimination contest coming up, with the winner to play the Casselton Haymakers in the championship. If the Haymakers can win this contest, we would have the championship of game one at noon. If Devil's Lake could beat the Haymakers in that one, then we'll have a winner-take-all championship after that. Regardless, we're going to eliminate two teams today. One team will be left standing and win a championship. For the Jets, they will need to win this game, Devil's Lake, and then win the championship against the Haymakers to win the title. Devil's Lake will need to either win once or twice. Devil's Lake will have to win twice no matter what, but once potentially against the Jets, once against the Haymakers, or twice against Casselton. For Casselton, no matter the result of this game, they will be in the championship. It's just a matter of, will they play Devil's Lake, have a game in hand, or will they play the winner of Devil's Lake Jets with a winner-take-all championship tomorrow afternoon? So still a lot to get to. What we know is this: we'll either play a game and a half or 2.5 here today from Valley Process Technologies Field. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We're going to hear from the coaches. We'll hear from Coach Boutin of the Fargo Jets. We'll also hear from the head coach, Coach Mitch here from the Casselton Haymakers. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap what happened at the B and also let you know what's coming up later today in Park River this afternoon, where 3 teams still are alive in the state at the State B tournament. That and more as we continue on our Casselton Lumber, you could call it an in-game update show here on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good!
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
And seeing closer to the resumption of this game, yesterday it started at 5:39 between the Jets and the Haymakers. We had our first delay at 6:38 when the umpires put the hands up and said, let's talk about it here for a few moments. Then it was delayed until around 7:14 when we got back to business, played about 17 minutes of baseball, and then it was delayed before it was finally called at around 8:25 last night. So officially 1 hour and 16 minutes of actual action on the turf so far here in Casselton between the Jets and the Haymakers. At the B later today, Gray Grenz and Brady Siebels will have the call for you at 1:30 in an elimination contest. It's going to be Park River against Lemoore, with the winner to play in the championship against Thompson. Thompson would have to lose twice, while Park River or Lemoore would have to win 3 straight games to win the state championship. Game 2 of the State B, if needed, is going to be at 1:30. And a quick update, I know a lot of folks were kind of wondering how Dex Obdam was yesterday. It was on social media from their head coach in terms of Nate Solis and what he was able to put out there, and it's been shared as well, and a lot of good things from yesterday on the way for Dex. Nate Solis, the head coach for Thompson, said they're forever grateful for those who rushed to help at the game. Thank you to those who have reached out to offer your thoughts and prayers, playing to make number 18 proud the rest of the way. He had a game ball. He was in the plane ride from Park River to Fargo yesterday, and it sounds like in good spirits from what we heard yesterday, all positive things, but still, again, keeping the Obdam and Dex and the family there in Thompson in our thoughts moving forward here. And if we hear anything else, we will definitely pass that along the way. But again, that's the State B tournament going on today here in Park River. If it's needed, championship game number 2 would be at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. So that's a look at the B. When we come back after this, we'll hear from the coaches on our in-game update, as we'll hear from Mitch here alongside with Mike Boutin around the corner next here in Casselton.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
On our Casselton Lumber, I guess we'll call it in-game update here, as the suspension of this particular contest with Casselton and the Fargo Jets from last night resumes here today in Casselton. Joining us now is the head coach of the Haymakers. That's Mitch here. Mitch, just an interesting situation. Before we were talking, you said you've already been through it once this year, so I guess the fact that these guys have been able to kind of understand what a resumption of a baseball game is. You'll be coming up to the plate here in the top of the 5th. How does that experience hopefully help you out here as you try to close out this baseball game?
Yeah, lucky for us, this is about our 6th weather-affected game this year, and we've had to pick up one game suspended. I think it was in the 5th inning as well, where we had to come back and play against West Fargo, and I think the warm-ups and the whole process before the game took longer than what happened in the game, but we've had this experience, we know this feeling, so hopefully that gives us a good start edge right away for us. We know what to do.
The one thing, before we talk about Kozlowski, what did you see from Bryce Mueller's performance yesterday? I know with the pitch count unable to continue here today with having over that 30 pitches where you need at least a day off, but what did you like from Bryce's performance?
Bryce battled for us. He threw strikes in a really tough spot with it being wet and slippery and raining coming down most of the game. He did what we needed to do. He kept us in the ball game, and yeah, that's all we could ask for him last night.
How tough is it as a team where you have one rain delay, you go out, you play 15 minutes, and you get an overnight rain delay? So how tough is it, or are these guys, young enough just to kind of roll with the punches, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, obviously, but like I said, we've had this before, and I think, we just play baseball when we get here, so I think that's just this kind of thing for us that should be an advantage for us. Whatever time of day, wherever field, whatever, they just want to play, and that's what we're going to do today.
Saw a guy that's been able to play Babe Ruth, been able to play Legion as well, and Carver Kozlowski. He will take Bryce's spot on the mound. What have you seen from him this season, just to continue to grow, but also have confidence in this young man to come into a situation like this?
Carver's been in a lot of big spots, whether it's been Babe Ruth or the spring season. He had a big appearance for Central Cass in region title game, so he's been in these spots before. He knows what to do, and he's kind of just a cool, level-headed kid, and he just goes up on the mound. He attacks his zone, makes those guys put the ball in play. So he's going to be perfectly fine for us in this spot today.
All right, last thing, Mitch, everybody wants to know, what have you done the last 14 hours once you left the Ball Diamond yesterday to get here today? Did you have a little late-night snack, have a little early morning breakfast? How did you try to calm the nerves before you got back to the park?
Well, had a little late-night snack, had a little pizza last night, watched a little South Park, and then went to the golf course this morning to check out see how wet the greens were. So that was about my recap.
Hey, Mitch, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today in our resumption game.
Yeah. Thanks, Chase.
That again, Mitch here, the head coach of the Haymakers, will continue with more after this here in Casselton.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
On our Casselton Lumber pregame show here today, welcome to our in-game update with our coaches conversation. It's the Fargo Jets and the Casselton Haymakers. Top of the fifth inning here. We'll get to the resumption of this game in a few short moments, but first, let's hear from Fargo Jets head coach, that is Mike Boutin. Mike, I guess the question is, has this team been in this situation this year where you've had to deal with some weather, had some pauses, or had anything that you had, part of a game on Sunday and the next part here on a Monday so far this season?
No, this is a little bit of new territory, but we've had some weather situations where we've had to shut down and then get back to it later. So that's it. They'll be fine. I kind of like it as more of a fresh start than having to rev back up like we did last night. So I feel like we're in a good spot, and we just got to take care of business early.
In a situation like this, you're going to be having Chase still coming up on the mound. He just came on through a couple of pitches yesterday. So what do you want to see from him moving forward, obviously coming into a spot with runners at first and second base when we resume this game action here in the fifth?
Just being competitive right out of the gate, throwing strikes, making them beat us rather than us giving them free ones. That's kind of the big thing that I'm looking for right away. After that, Sam's been good for us all year, so just getting back to who he is and keeping us at bay and even just limiting that first inning.
Take us through the dugout. What was it like yesterday, kind of waiting to see if you're going to play, if you're not going to play? Then how are the kids, reacting so far this morning, getting ready to be back on this turf?
Honestly, they were pretty loose last night. They were throwing the football around, dinking around on their phones, having a good time, playing a lot of Among Us. That's our kids' favorite thing to do. But once we got back, everything seemed to be fine. They went to go hang out afterwards, and now that they're back here, it's a little early, but I think the caffeine's starting to kick in, and life's good right now.
The one question, too, is what did you do yesterday when you left the ballpark to coming back here today? How did you kill the last 12 hours or so, Mike?
First, I had to do a little bit of laundry, dry everything out, but after that, a little bit of suits, get something to eat, and just get to bed and be ready to go for today. It could be a super long day for us. It could also be a really super short day for us. So I'm just taking it a little bit at a time and see how it goes.
Final thing for me, just the playing conditions on turf. Obviously, the umpire's going to make a call at some point, getting slick out there, particularly for the mound and those pitchers. So what was it like, even just from your advantage point, just with as the rain continued? Because it wasn't hard rain that we've seen sometimes, but enough, obviously, to cause some delays and cause it to be a little bit more of a slick ball out there.
Yeah, and I mean, Jack did a great job as far as with the conditions, just kind of adjusting and making it work. But by the time we got to that second rain delay, there's even standing water in different places where we're kind of like, this isn't fair to either of us, right? This isn't how either of us want our season decided on who can play in the wet conditions better. It's more of we want to just get out, compete on a clean surface like we have all year.
Mike, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today in the resumption game.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
That again, Mike Boutin, head coach of the Jets, will continue with this after this here in Casselton.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Those interviews brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. As we continue with more here from the Ball Diamond here in Casselton, it's a 4-2 contest. We'll get to the resumption of this game here in just a few short moments after we wrap up our quick meeting on the at home plate, though, just making sure everything is good to go. Talking with both coaches, not much is going to change in terms of putting new players in. For Casselton, they will have to have a completely different setup with Carver Kozowski pitching, just because Bryce Mueller had over the 30 pitches before he could come back and pitch in back-to-back days. So Mueller will finish this game officially with 4 innings of work. He gave up 3 hits, make that 3 hits, 4 runs. There were 3 walks and 1 strikeout, as Carver Kozowski will be taking the mound here coming up when the Jets are back up to the plate. On the opposite side for the Jets, you got Sam Chase still on the mound. 4 pitches that he threw yesterday. Peralta is going to be over at third base, and then you're still going to have hitting for Peralta in that designated hitter spot role, again, will be Finn Bergses. So those are going to be some of the different changes here in this one. That's our Casselton Lumber in-game updates, and also part of our abbreviated pregame show here today. For the quality of lumber and materials you need to get the job done with Casselton Lumber, call 701-347-4471 for a rendering of your next project. As we'll take a quick break, and we come back after this, we'll get into our starting lineups one more time. We'll go through the lineup card, also the situation in which Casselton has found themselves on when the game was called with runners at first and second base. Lewis is slated to be the batter coming up here on the plate, and we'll resume with more after this here in Casselton.
Job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, here's a look at the lineup card again here for the Jets. Defensively, Schultz in left field with Felber in center, Joyce is in right. Emineth stands at first, Barnacle now at second, Ebling at short, Peralta at third with Beckham behind the plate. On the mound is Sam Chase here for the Jets. Well, for the Haymakers, this inning started with the Carter Maggio, a solo home run to right. Ryan Osmondstad was able to get on board with a hit by pitch. He stands at second base. Then you have Keegan Peterson, who drew a walk. He stands at first base, and that was the first batter that Chase went up against. Grayson Lewis coming up here for Casselton. Casselton, their lineup of Everson, Broughton, Maggio top third, Osmondstad, Peterson, Lewis in the middle third, Mueller Thummel and Kingley was their starters, but now with Carver Kozowski pitching, we'll see what he is able to do here as well a little bit later on at the plate. As we get you ready, Chase Miller here for the resumption of this contest between Casselton and alongside the Fargo Jets. As we're going to have our center field camera in a different spot here today, just with the looming forecast of what might or might not happen. As we resume this game, they're going to have the daylight play on, and they got him in a pickle here. Barnacle got the lead runner here in Osmondstad, and he will slide in safely to the third. They had a perfect drawn-up play to start the resumption of this contest at 10:25. Barnacle was trying to have the run down, but by the time he threw it to Peralt, Osmondstad was able to get to third base. So runners will be at second and third here for the Haymakers, and still nobody out. I'm not surprised that you would pull that if you're the defensive team, because you're coming into it trying to maybe get an easy out in the inning. Instead, the Haymakers will get 90 feet, and we're called a strike here to Grayson Lewis. And all of a sudden for Lewis now, put something in the outfield, have a productive out, and you can find yourself with a run driven in. As Chase with the 0-1 pitch. As this one will work outside for a ball, it's now going to be 1-1. As Kozowski again will be on the on-deck spot here for Mueller again in that pitcher role. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here now to Grayson Lewis. Runners in scoring position. The 1-1. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-2. Mid-60s today, wind still blowing from the south, but nothing to speak of compared to maybe 48 or 72 hours ago here in Casselton. As right now the corner infielders are playing. The 1-2 pitch, that'll be smothered in the turf by Beckham. It's 2-1. Really quality thought, though, from the Jets' perspective, right? Come into the game, try to get that first out, maybe on the base pass, give yourself a little momentum. They just couldn't execute it, but they had them dead to rights. But the Haymakers catch a break here in the 5th. The 2-2, that'll run in. Breaking ball, strike 3, and Lewis is retired. Chase gets the strikeout, his first in relief. As we'll see it now with Carver Kozowski. Kozowski will step up to the plate here for the first time in this game, taking over again for the pitcher Bryce Mueller, who had to be retired after last night's game officially got suspended just because of pitch count going into the second day of this contest. Breaking ball will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. Once we get to the bottom half of the 5th inning, the Jets will have their 2, 3, and 4 batters due up with Kobe Ebling to lead things off. So 1 ball, no strikes here. And the pitch. This will be called the strike. It's 1-1. Batter number 5 so far of the inning here for Casselton. Devils Lake awaits the winner of this game at noon. It's just a matter of who are they going to play. And will it be a championship or kind of more of a de facto semifinal? The 1-1 will be smothered there by Beckham. It's 2-1. Again, if it's the Jets, it'll be a elimination semifinal round game win, and then you would play the Haymakers for a winner-take-all championship. If the Haymakers win, they would have a game in hand against Devils Lake and have to be beaten twice. Devils Lake would still have to win 2 games regardless to win a title. The 2-1 pitch is going to be popped up in the infield. Ebling now will go out to shallow center. Runner's going to tag, bluff the throw, and Ebling throws a bullet on the way to Chase. So you get the pop out there. Out number 1, followed by out number 2. Now it goes to Aiden Thummel here for the Haymakers to try to put something in play and see if he can drive in a run or two. So Chase bearing down after they had the daylight play on to begin this particular inning. Casselton moved the runners up to second and third, and Chase is trying to get Thummel out. Thummel 0 for 2 today has reached base on an error in the contest, that is, as this one goes right back up the middle. Ebling can't make the play with Barnacle. 1 run comes in to score. It's an RBI single. Thummel delivers the goods, and the Haymakers are down by 1. So 4-3 on the way, as coming on through is going to be Osmondstad. That run will be charged to Jack Nelson. He will be done in terms of the book in this game. Run driven in on the way for Aiden Thummel, and now you'll have a 1-run contest here as it goes to Brody Kegley. Kegley's been awfully good in the number 9 spot. So far in this contest, he's reached base twice with a walk and a single. Barnacle and Ebling gave it their all, but once that one went through, you knew 1 run was going to come in. It was just a matter of 2 as Peterson, the tying run, stands at third. Runners will stay put. This will be hit in the air. That'll be to right. Joyce will come underneath it, and that'll retire the Haymakers here in inning number 5. But the Haymakers do score 2 runs in the inning as they're able to do so on 2 hits. There was no errors, and they also have 2 runners left on base. As we played 4.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, the Jets coming to the plate as they lead it by a run.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
For any accounting needs you may have, Todd R. World Certified Public Accountant has you covered. From income tax planning, preparation, and consulting for individuals and businesses. Todd Wold CPA would like to wish the best to the teams competing and thank the coaches and players for their hard work and dedication throughout the season on and off the field, as anything can happen every night at the Diamond. For more information, go online to wold-cpa.com. That's wold-cpa.com.
Coming up here for the Fargo Jets will be Ebling, Burseth, and Emineth. So, yep, Kobe Ebling coming up to the plate. He's a 2 RBIs so far in the game with a double in the 3rd. Yesterday, hit by pitch, he's reached base twice. So the Haymakers get 2 runs in the top half of the 5th. Now what can the Jets do here going up against Carver Kozowski? As Kozowski will fire, that's a strike. It's going to be 0-1. So no balls and a strike here to Ebling. The pitch, breaking ball, that'll work outside for a ball. 1-1 as the lights come on here at Valley Process Technologies Field. A little brunch and a baseball to begin the work week. That's never a bad thing. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll work for a ball. Now 2-1. For those here, though, they're hoping we can get all game and a half or 2.5 if needed in today to wrap up the tournament. Once you start getting past this schedule, because of Mother Nature, it starts putting parents, grandparents, those who have to work in a little bit of a buckle here, and those who are volunteering their time and efforts as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way. Chase Miller with you as we're broadcasting here in Casselton. Kozowski's first batter that he's going to see in relief of Bryce Mueller. The 2-2 pitch, that'll work for a ball. It's 3-2. For the Jets, 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. For Casselton, 3 runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors. Payout pitch. This will be grounded up the 3rd baseline off the inner foot of Kobe Ebling as he will look to walk this one off. Sharp jerseys here for the Jets. Those red tops, the white numerals and lettering with the white pants, similar for the Haymakers with those black tops with the white numerals and lettering with the white pants here. Love the Haymakers emblem, and similar with the Fargo in terms of their F that they have for representing post 2. The 3-2 popped up, and this one will go to the right fielder, Osmondstad, who comes underneath it, comes in, and Kobe is retired as there's a 1 down. Now it goes to the DH in Finn Bergseth. As Bergseth 0 for 1 with a walk so far here in this contest. Reminder, after the conclusion of the championship, we will name you our tournament MVP as well. And there's a couple of players from Devils Lake Post 2 and also the Haymakers to kind of contend with. Obviously, Mason Palmer, once you throw a perfect game, you're going to be a leader in the clubhouse from a Storm perspective, but they've had some other players that have performed awfully well. When it comes to Casselton, you look at a Lucas Christensen, a Carter Maggio, maybe an Everson Cagley, some guys to throw in the clubhouse. And then for Fargo Post 2, a Barnacle Emineth, maybe a Finn Bergseth with how he was able to wheel and deal with Mason Palmer a couple days here for the Jets. 2 balls, 1 strike on the way to the DH, and Bergseth here as Kozowski rocks and delivers. S&P in on the ground foul, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Broughton in left field with Christensen in center, Osmondstad in right. Maggio stands at first with Cagley at second, Everson at short with Peterson at third, and Lewis behind the plate here today for the Haymakers. Kozowski The 2-2 offering on the way here to Finn Bergseth. This will be laced in the air. That'll go to right center field, and Osmondstad catches it before it drops in the alley. Nice swing on the way there from Finn Bergseth. Just gave it a little bit too much in terms of the elevated spot. It goes to Eli Emineth, as it's going to be 2 down here with a pair of flyouts so far here in inning number 5. Out of Eli Emineth here. He has line drived into a double play his last time up in the 3rd inning. First pitch swinging, and this one's going to be a fair ball down the right field line, and Emineth is back aboard yet again with a base knock. Emineth, it's going to have been the extra hitting machine. Now make him in this tournament 5 of 12 so far. He's got 3 doubles in this tournament, and he's able to reach base yet again for Emineth. So first hit against Kozowski, as you will see Tate Barnacle coming up to the plate. Barnacle is 0 for 2 in this contest, reach base on an error in inning number 3. As Maggio holds on the runner at first, the Jets up by a run. The pitch, this would be first pitch swinging, skied a mile high to right field. Osmondstad comes in. He was kept busy in inning number 5 as he records all the outs. There were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's the Fargo Jets 4, the Haymakers 3 coming to the plate.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Broadcasting today from the Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency broadcast booth. From banking to insurance like Kindred State Bank and Insurance Agency, handle your requests. For more information, get in touch with Jim Pearson and the crew at kindredstatebank.com. That again is kindredstatebank.com. Kindred eliminated yesterday against the Devils Lake Storm 7-5. And then they were able to get through 4 complete innings before this game between the Haymakers and the Jets was suspended due to Mother Nature. As we've resumed at 10:25 here this morning. Here's the pitch. This will be breaking ball over for a strike. As you see, top third of the lineup here for the Haymakers. Everson, Broughton, and Maggio due up here for Casselton. The 0-1 on the way from Sam Chase. As Chase looks behind with his battery ram and battery mate and Beckham. This one is foul back. As this will go all the way over us towards the concession stands. Seeing some rain that came through the Red River Valley here in the morning. Kind of joking with some of the folks here going, it can rain in Fargo and West Fargo. Just leave Casselton alone for the next few hours. Here's the 0-2. A miss outside for a ball. Now 1-2. As Everson has reached base back in the first inning, is 0 for 2 so far in this contest. Beckham able to take that one, keep it close. Now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on the way. Here to the righty and Everson. This will be hitting on the ground down the left field line, foul. As we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game that started at 5:39 officially last night. The 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air. This one will have a little juice to it to the left center. But going there is Schultz to retire the batter. And one down here with Everson as we go to Logan Broughton. Broughton has reached base twice so far with a walk. A run scored in inning number 1. Hit by pitch in the second and flew out to Felber in the 4th. Broughton with speed on the base pass. One of those guys from a Jets perspective you don't want on the base pass because he can steal an extra 90 feet for you. That's why Casselton wants him, and he will turn this one down the left field line foul. It's 0-1. It was the Devils Lake Storm in the batting cages, getting some cuts in, awaiting the conclusion of this game, and then it'll be a rolling schedule. So again, noon roughly of when that game will start, as you'll give the Storm their proper time for infield, outfield. It'll take that 25-30 minutes in between games. But for the most part, it's going to be a rolling schedule. So if this gets done early at 11, it could be closer to 11:30 first pitch as the example. Here's the 1-1 opportunity on the way to Broughton. This will be called a strike. It's now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 down in the 6th inning. Good breaking ball on the way for Chase. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up. This one down the right field line. Emineth giving Chase into foul territory. Takes a couple steps over. Able to make the catch. And there's 2 down. So 2 down here in inning number 6 as it goes to Carter Maggio. Maggio with an opposite field home run to start things off in inning number 5 last night. Has reached base twice with a hit by pitch back in inning number 1. As we'll see it with 2 outs here. Carter Maggio coming up to the plate. As this one will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. The winner of this game, quick turnaround as they will play Devils Lake again coming up. If the Haymakers win this game, then they're right back in business in a championship with a game in hand. If the Jets win this game, they keep their season alive and go back to another elimination contest, where the winner then would be at least a top 2 team in the state and play the Haymakers in the championship later this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here to the first baseman in Maggio. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Maggio fouls this one off on the edge of the bat. Now it's 1-2. There's the 1-2 offering to the number 3 batter in the Haymakers lineup. That'll work outside for a ball. Now 2-2. Ryan Osmondstad due up next for Casselton. For the Jets, it'll be Joyce, Schultz, and Beckham. 6, 7, and 8 batters here in bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 2-2. This will be hit in the air down the left field line. That'll go foul, and we'll keep it at 2-2. As we'll see it right now here for Maggio. Good little battle brewing between him and Chase right now, as this will be hit in the air. That's to center field, way back to the warning track, and caught right in front of the wall by Falver. Maggio gave it a ride for a deep out here to begin things, or wrap up things, in inning number 6 for the Haymakers. A 3-up, 3-down 6 for Chase on the mound. We played 5.5 today. The Jets lead it by 1.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. How did your planting season go this year? Are you looking to make improvements for next year instead of breaking the bank on a whole new planter? Get the best price of the year on upgrades for your planter from Agassiz Precision Ag this summer. Get $50 back per roll per product for some of our best-selling solutions. Make the precision decision for your planter this summer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com for more information.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning here. The Jets right now looking to get a little insurance on the board as they are up by 1. Tight ball game here in the State A Legion Baseball Tournament. A reminder coming up, we'll get to our abbreviated post-game show brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber, and then pretty much roll right into our next contest, about 25 to 30 minutes with what we'll have after that with the Devils Lake Storm. As it stands now, we would have 2 more games yet to be played here in Casselton. If the Haymakers win, we would have just 1 or possibly 2. Joyce comes up. The 1-0 pitch is going to be roped into the right, and that's down for a base hit and pass right. Osmondstad on the hop, so going to second base will be Joyce as he will slide in there. So a big hop that took the bounce off the turf and that went by Ryan Osmondstad, and maybe with the tail of it by Joyce, just took a little bit bigger of a hop than what he was expecting. But Joyce is able to reach base here, and just like that, the Jets with some insurance in scoring position. As we're able to see it here with Harper Schultz, who already does have a home run here in this state tournament. As we'll see the pitch on the way. Is this be called a strike? There's no balls in one strike. So if you're Schultz right now, just trying to find a way to put one on the right side of the field here, put one in play, or maybe have another elevated uppercut swing. Takes a good rip at that. It's 0-2. And for Joyce so far, able to get that a base hit. Let's see, is now 1 of 3 in the game. Stand at second base. Here's the 0-2. Second hit by Kozowski given up. As Schultz hits one in the air, that'll die in front of the center fielder, Christensen. Christensen steps up and goes to the shortstop. Runners at the corners here for the Jets. 2 batters up and 2 runners on after a single there by Schultz. Now it goes to Jeremiah Beckham. And you can put a lot of different situations on here. You can talk safety squeeze, suicide squeeze. Just let him try to put one in the air and see if he can get a sacrifice fly here for Beckham. Beckham is 1 of 2 in this game. Grandy came in and courtesy ran for him in inning number 3 and scored. Bottom of the lineup here for Coach Mike Boutin has been productive against the Haymakers so far. As this will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. Schultz has reached base twice. Beckham has reached base once. Felber has reached base once and also has a run driven in with a sacrifice fly. So 7, 8, and 9 batters. Maybe the story of this game right now here for the Jets. Here's the 1-0 as the pick play goes back to Schultz. He'll slide back in safely. So you see the alignment here by the Haymakers. Corner infielders in. The middle infielders kind of playing halfway. Might try to get to or see what the run is at home, not playing all the way in. The pitch going to be blocked there by Lewis. That's now 2-0. Outfield playing for the most part straight away and straight up. Christensen just a shade of Scotian to left center field. Carver Kozowski, this will be the 7th batter he's seen in relief here for the Haymakers. The 2-0 offering. Runners in a stay put at first, and now it's 3-0. Kozowski trying to avoid a 4-pitch walk to load him up with Evan Felber on the on-deck circle here for the Jets. Kozowski from the stretch with a 3-0. That'll be missed for a ball. Everybody waiting to see. Close pitch. Schultz will take second base. Beckham will make his way towards first, and we'll see if we get a courtesy runner into the game. And we will get a courtesy runner here for the Jets with Tate Grandy. So Grandy will come in and run now. It's to Evan Felber, who's already got 1 run driven in here for Fargo, as we also get our meeting on the mound, brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Meeting on the mound again, brought to you in part by Kindred Storage. Call 428-3121. That's 428-3121 for storage units on the north side of Kindred that are affordable, secure, and have easy access with Kindred Storage. Post-game show, we might or might not be able to hear from a winning player depending on who he picked, because if they're pitching, they got to get warmed up and ready to go. So all that we know is this: we'll get to a post-game. Whoever it is, we'll try to hear from the victorious team, but we might not be able to, just depending on the situation, as, again, it's a rolling schedule where they will go right into the very next contest here. So coming up on the Casselton Lumber post-game show, we'll recap what happened from yesterday, today, go over the matchups for the remainder of the tournament, talk about the B in Park River. Still a lot to get to, and it's not even 11 a.m. on a Monday. Bases full right now here for the Jets. Infield will come in. Felber at the plate against the righty Kozowski after the meeting on the mound. This will be hit off the nub of the bat. Underneath the glove of Kozowski, the shortstop comes in and they get the out. But a run comes in by Felber as it went right under the glove of Kozowski. So Joyce will come in to score. Run driven in by Felber, his second. Schultz will go to third base. Grandy goes to second. 1-3 on the putout. And there's one down here in the 6th inning. That one was close by Kozowski to try to glove it, but it went just right underneath his glove. as we'll see it now for Sam Chase. So Chase is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. This will be hit on the ground to the third baseman. Glove there by Peterson. Goes across, and they got Schultz dead to rights. So out number 2 at home plate. Runners will be at the corners. The Jets do have a lead here at 5-3. Again, that run just moments ago came in to score, but a really nice play by Peterson to Lewis. So Chase will reach base on a fielder's choice as Schultz is retired at home on the 5-2. And then coming on here for the Jets now will be Bo Purdy for Chase. So Purdy will come in now at first base. But the Haymakers give up one so far. The Jets able to scratch one run across, looking to get a second one here and double up the Haymakers before it gets the 7th inning. Purdy stays put. The pitch going to be called a strike. It's 0-1 here to Colby Ebling, and he could very well be a player of the game contest so far, as he's reached base twice, has 2 runs driven in back in inning number 3, where the Jets put 3 runs across against Bryce Mueller. Here's the 0-1 offering. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to left center field, and they'll be caught by Brunt, who slides into the gap. But a run does come across, as you see 2 hits. There were no errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. We played 6 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Jets lead it by 2.
At Casselton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Casselton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Casselton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Here we go, top of the 7th inning. It's the Jets 5, the Haymakers 3. Casselton down to their final 3 outs here of the game, but not of the season, as again, if you're just joining us, the Haymakers will play in the championship regardless of this outcome. The kicker on the situation becomes is who would they play then, as the Jets would play Devil's Lake after the conclusion of this game. So Osmondstad, Peterson, and Lewis due up here at the plate against Chase. First pitch swinging. This one goes foul. It's 0-1. Our next game scheduled for roughly noon. Could be a little bit prior to that, again, with a little bit of a rolling schedule here between the next contest. But they want to try to keep folks coming to the ballpark as much time as possible, as this one is missed for a ball. It's 1-1. Jets need 3 outs before the Haymakers score 2, and their season is alive. If the Haymakers score 2 or more, we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. There's the 1-1. Good pitch by Chase. It's 1-2. Chase's came on in the 5th inning, where he gave up a walk, a single, but he has retired now 4 consecutive batters here for the Jets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. I'll work outside for a ball. It's 2-2. Chase at the plate as well with a walk, with a run scored here today. Here's the 2-2 offering. I'll be blocked again now, 3-2. As Osmondstad trying to be a early base runner here for the Haymakers in the 7th. This would be jammed, popped up into center. Felber comes in on that central cast squirrel logo and straightaway center. Makes a catch, and there's 1 down. This game resumed at about 10:25, so just over a half hour ago. When you just take a look at the game action, we're about an hour and 45 minutes old for this game in between the rain delays. As now it goes to Keegan Peterson. Peterson has reached base, is 0 for 2 with a walk. Walked his last time up. This will be a strike. Good spot by Chase, outer part of the plate. Now 0-1. Chase is getting that breaking ball working early in this one. Here's the 0-1 offering. Another breaking ball makes it 0-2. So we'll see the 0-2 pitch on the way here for Peterson. Well, his opponent in opposition, Chase, has got that breaking ball snapping pretty good right now. Chase with the 0-2. Flied to left center. Schultz and Felber, who's going to call for it? The center fielder, Felber, waves off the left fielder for the out. Back-to-back outs now to Felber, and the Jets are 1 out away from keeping their season alive and having a date with the Devil's Lake Storm upcoming here later today in Casselton. Grayson Lewis up at the plate here. He started off the respective game here for the Haymakers on the resumption. Is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Struck out his last time up. First pitch swinging, hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Peralt. Peralt flips it across the diamond. This one off the glove of the first baseman, Emineth, and Grayson Lewis will reach base. So you'll see a runner aboard here. That's got by Emineth. That is a final out instead. Error on the play will allow Kozowski to come up, who's 0 for 1 at the plate. Here in relief, that'll just be the third base runner of the game here for the Haymakers against Chase. Here's the pitch. As Kozowski first pitch swinging, hits one up the first baseline. Emineth giving chase, loses the hat, makes the catch. Oh, what a play by Emineth on the warning track here in right, and that'll put the bow on this game. What a play by Eli Emineth on that one in a game that finishes at 10:57. So 1 hour, and the actual game time of this will be 1 hour and 48 minutes. Chase will come on and shut the door here. 5-3 will be your final, as the winning pitcher of record will end up being Nelson. The losing pitcher of record will be Bryce Mueller. It's a 5-3 game for the Jets over Casselton, and with this doing so, it'll be a final here. So here's what the schedule will look like going forward. The Jets and Devil's Lake will play next, with the winner to play Casselton in a winner-take-all championship. So we got 2 more games yet to be had here today at Valley Process Technologies Field. Coming up, we'll get to our post-game show, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber, as we'll get you ready for this game and our post-game coming up around the corner.
Sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers. They are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
As we come back on the post-game show, brought to you in part by Casselton Lumber, 5-3, the Jets pick up the win, and doing so, 5 runs, 6 hits. They committed 3 errors. The Jets in this contest would leave 6 runners on base, while for the Haymakers, 3 runs here on the contest on 3 hits. They committed 4 errors, and the Haymakers would leave 9 runners left on base. Jack Nelson, 4 innings of work of a 2-hit that he gives up 3 runs, 7 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Bryce Mueller, 4 innings of work, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout here in the loss for Casselton. So Casselton drops to now 19-17 on the season, while on the opposite side, the Jets improve to 32-9. The Jets will play Devil's Lake, a team they lost to, and Mason Palmer threw a perfect game earlier in the tournament when it was 6-0. When we come back after this, we'll hear from our player of the game, Kobe Ebling. Will be making his way here to the booth, and we'll hear from Kobe coming up around the corner next here on your LiveEvent.com.
Buying, selling, or leasing commercial real estate or farmland in the Fargo, Moorhead, and surrounding area? From office to retail, industrial to multifamily, commercial land to farmland. As the #1 commercial, sales, and leasing brokerage in the FM region, Goldmark Commercial has the experience and skills to handle all of your commercial real estate and farmland needs with the highest levels of customer service and marketing around. Trust the experts at Goldmark Commercial Real Estate to lead your team to success.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
As we come back on our post-game show, this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Our player of the game again, Colby Ebling, with us, able to drive in a couple of runs back in the third inning last night, reaches base twice here as the Jets survive and advance with a 5-3 win. Colby, first things first, let's talk about the rain delay. Yeah. You had two different times yesterday where it got suspended. You waited a half hour, played 17 minutes. You waited about an hour. Then they finally said, we're going to suspend it to this morning. So what was it like as a player trying to adjust, stay warm, stay loose throughout the course, of last night into this morning?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. New experience, actually. But we knew as soon as the umps come back out, we got to get ready, got to start throwing again. So we had to start throwing again, get loose, and then same thing with the second delay.
Able to have Chase come back on the mound. He went against just one batter yesterday, but looking at what he was able to do here this morning, just two batters able to reach. What did you see from Chase on the mound that kind of shut the door down and allow you guys to, get to this next game against Devils Lake?
His control was there. He could locate all of his pitches very well. He knows he is great defense behind him, and that can make plays for him.
Let's go to last night. Your base knock drove in two. Just take us through the situation at that time where you put, three runners across and you were able to drive in 2 runs in that inning.
Yeah, I know. I knew I had to do a job. So since it was 0-0, I had to do a job. Then, saw a fastball and hit it.
So now you get about an hour or so. So what's the message against the Devils Lake team where obviously you played earlier? Mason Palmer was dealing in that game. But what's one thing that you remember about Devils Lake that will be a challenge here coming up? And what's one thing that the Jets need to do well to try to get to that championship here against the Haymakers?
Got to keep our bats hot. They like to throw middle away always. So we got to keep the bats hot and drive it the other way.
Have you ever had a situation like this in Little League or Babe Ruth or anything where you just kind of had to wait and see so much long, especially much less at a state tournament, Colby?
I have not. It's a new experience.
All right, Colby, we'll let you go warm up for the next game. Best of luck and congratulations.
Thank you.
Player of the game again, Colby Ebling with us here from the Fargo Jets. We'll continue with more on our post-game show after this here in Casselton.
Keep your job site stocked with reliable service from Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters. Our team specializes in everything concrete. That means hand tools and equipment, rebar of all shapes and sizes, concrete forming packages and ICFs, decorative concrete materials like color, stain, sealers, and coatings. And let's not forget our impressive fleet of winter construction equipment to keep the concrete flowing all year round. If you've got concrete questions, we've got concrete answers at Prairie Supply Inc., the contractor's headquarters.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Those interviews again brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, as it's now time to get to our Agassiz Precision Egg Play the Contest. And I think just in the situation of the game, Sam Chase really pitched well. Yesterday he came in relief when it was still raining, gave up a 4-pitch walk, but then when you just look at what he was able to do today, if you take that walk from Peterson aside, he would face 4 more batters in the 5th inning, give up a single by Aiden Thummel. The run was charged at that time to Jack Nelson after they had runners at second and third, where the Jets, almost on the daylight play, were able to get the lead runner at second base. Then, after that single, he had 6 consecutive batters retired. You did get a runner aboard on an error and then a pop-up by Mueller. So Chase was really good in relief here for Sam, for the Jets to come in and kind of, again, shut the door against this Casselton club. So the Jets win 5-3 over Casselton. Play of the contest in relief, Sam Chase here, brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. As we put a bow on our Casselton Lumber post-game show, final numbers one more time, and then we'll bid adieu for a moment. Get ready for that next game roughly at around noon here today between Devils Lake and it will be the Jets. Everson for Casselton would go 0 for 3 with a walk. Logan Broughton able to reach base twice on a walk and a hit by pitch and a run scored. Carter Monjo reaches base twice on a solo home run and a hit by pitch. He goes 1 of 3 at the plate. Ryan Osmondstad able to reach base twice on an error and a hit by pitch and a walk. He was go 0 for 3. Keegan Peterson at the plate goes 0 for 3 with a walk. Grayson Lewis here today in this game was able to reach base twice, once on a hit by pitch. He goes 0 for 3. Bryce Mueller goes 0 for 4. Thummel goes 1 of 3 with an RBI single, and Brody Kegley goes 1 of 2 with a walk and a single. Sam Chase in this game reaches base in the third with a walk and a run scored. He would go 0 for 3. Colby Ebling able to reach base twice with 2 runs driven in back in inning number 3. He goes 1 of 3 at the game. Finn Bergseth goes 0 for 2 with the walk. Eli Emineth goes 1 of 3. St. Barnacle goes 0 for 3. Joyce goes 1 of 3 with a run scored. Harper Schultz would go 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored in the fourth. Jeremiah Beckham reaches base twice with a single and a walk, goes 1 of 2. Grandy came in and courtesy ran for him in the third with a run scored. Evan Felber in this game drives in 2 runs with a run scored, a sacrifice fly, and then the run scored was after an error that he reached base in the third. He would go 0 for 2. So the Jets with the win now 32-9 on the season. Casselton with the loss at 19-17. The Jets will be the visitors coming up in the next game, as Devils Lake is the higher seed. So the Jets will be playing Devils Lake, with the winner to have the right to play the Haymakers in a winner-take-all championship a little bit later on. Opening pitch here about as close to noon between the Jets and Devils Lake as it's going to get to, and then it's a rolling schedule from that juncture. This 3 innings would have went a little bit longer. It would have been more of a rolling schedule, but that's where it currently stands right now. So the 32-9 Jets will go up against the 30-10 Devils Lake Storm coming up here at the top of the hour. Until then, enjoy the rest of your morning. Join us for more baseball here around noon from Casselton on your LiveVent.com, as we still have 3 teams alive to win a State A title with the Haymakers, the Jets, and the Storm. Be the Jets and the Storm when we return here on your Live Event.